Hello one and all. This is part of a video that was omitted from one that was uploaded, and it was recorded but it was just omitted. And what my daughter did was not necessarily wrong, and I understand where she's coming from, and she wants to be able to do things without actually always coming to me for approval and should I do this, should I do that, because it'll come to a time where I won't be able to give her, say, no, don't do this, do that. And she really needs to be her own person, her own woman. And but that short video is missing a little bit of information, especially in the beginning. So that's what this is. I don't know where this was. If it was left on a memory card or it just got lost in the shuffle. But I've been running a lot of fevers for the past week. Yeah. Otherwise, I'm feeling fine. I don't feel any pain, no discomfort from anything. A little bit of coughing, but more or less it's the fevers going from 99 to 100, 101, it bouncing around. And when I first got my port tapped, I was told that if I get a temperature, and this wasn't clarified, if I have a temperature of 100.4, that's considered a fever, and I should call Dr. M, who ported me, and I called them up, and they misunderstood, thinking that I just got the port installed, and they got somebody else on the line, and they said no. That whole idea of calling with a temperature of 100.4 was mainly for the initial install of the port, and while the scar was healing, where they opened me up. Other than that, I just call my primary care physician. So let's see. This was issued when?
Filled 19 February.
19 February. So what day was that?
Was a Thursday.
Was a Thursday. Okay. So I called my primary care physician on Monday. You said that was what?
Thursday.
Thursday, what day? The 19th?
Oh, 19th, yes.
So that would be 18.
No.
Monday would have been the 18th.
Thursday, the 19th.
Okay, no.
Hang on, 16th.
Right, the 16th, okay. All right, so with running the fevers and calling Dr. M, who installed the port, long story short, I called my primary care physician. Turns out, I find out that he's on vacation. And the nurse practitioner was on duty for him at the time on 16 February 2026, and I called him up. I says, "Look, I'm running fevers anywhere from 99 to 100.4. A couple of times it hit 101. Otherwise, I'm feeling fine." And so they says, "Okay, let me get the nurse practitioner on the phone and see if she'll see you today." I said, "Okay." So I got on the phone with her, and I explained to her that I've been running fevers for several days, and no real cause, no pain, no discomfort. My bowel movements are normal, and maybe my appetite was affected a little bit. But the answer I got was, take two. The simplest thing I could say is take 2 aspirins, call us in the morning. And basically I was told that on the first day of temperatures, we really don't do much. We don't see anybody. Just take 2 Tylenol and see how things go. I'm like, you're kidding me, right? She goes, well, you could come in if you want, but there's not much we can do. Really? So I ended up doing what she said. I took a couple of Tylenol. My temperature went down for a couple of days, and it started to come back up again. So I called up again. I says, look, I'm still running temperatures, and I don't know what could be causing this, because I am a cancer patient. So they said, okay, come on in. I went in on Thursday, 19 February 2026. I got to see another doctor, actual doctor. She ordered an X-ray. So she gave me this medication. It was a 5-day regimen. She didn't say anything about the medication for anything other than, well, you got a fever, take this for 5 days and see what happens. And so I took the pill for 5 days, and I kept kept an eye on my temperature with my daughters, and it really didn't go down. So that's when I finally called the oncologist, and I called the oncologist, and they got back to me. I explained everything to them, what medication I was taking, and they says, you know what, just go to the emergency room.
Well, no, if I can correct you for a quick second,
What?
they said keep an eye on it. If you run another fever of 100.4 or more,
Right,
go to the
okay,
emergency.
my mistake. So, no, it can't be,
Why?
because I went to emergency room on a Thursday evening.
Yeah, but you didn't go on the 19th.
You sure?
If this was a 5-day regimen, then you finished this on the 24th. You called them either the next day or early the 26th, which is when you went into the hospital.
Right. So I was in the emergency room on a Thursday evening.
Yes, I understand that, but I'm just saying.
So that means I called them the next day.
Okay, then yes, if that
Right.
was the case.
Yeah.
You called them the next day. They said keep an eye on it. If you run another fever of 100.4 or more, go to the emergency room.
Right. Right. Okay, don't confuse me like that. I'm already confused. There's a lot going on, and the chemo brain is no longer kicking in. But anyway, I called them up. I talked to the nurse. They called me back. I explained everything, and that's what they told me. Just keep an eye on it. If my temperature continues to go up and hits 100.4, because it seems to be, from what I'm getting from many different doctors, pulmonologist, oncologist, the surgeon that put the port in, they're all saying that the official number to look for and have a fever is 100.4. Okay. So it ended up being 100.4. I called them up the next day, and they said, okay, just go straight to the emergency room. So when my wife got home from work, actually I think we might have called her before she even left work, and told her that I need to go to the emergency room. And they took me in. I think my oxygen was a bit low. I think that's why they took me in so quickly.
No, actually, your oxygen wasn't too bad. It was on the lower end of what they consider to be normal.
Right, but
it was still in the 90s.
Yeah, but they took me in too quickly.
Yeah, I know, that's the thing.
So because the way the emergency room works, for those that may not know, it's a triage, and those who are the worst are the ones are the best for care, immediate care. If you're having a heart attack, they're not going to tell you, okay, you know what, we got somebody else here who's got a bad cold, you're going to have to wait. No. or if your oxygen level is within a range that is unacceptable, then they take you in and they'll put you on oxygen. So somewhere in my vitals that they saw something that was unacceptable, and they took me very quickly into the back. Eventually, they did a CT scan with contrast, and then I was admitted. They didn't get into any details other than that I'm being admitted, and there you go. That's what happened.
Not to mention, we made a family event with this.
Oh, well, yeah.
Well, yeah,
On the whole family
the whole
event.
family was with me. But so that's what led up to, as you'll see in the rest of the video. So yeah, that's how things went, and what you see in the next part of the video, where I'm getting into a little bit more detail. Not a lot, but it wasn't easy. It took a big chance in having my daughter bring in the camera, but we did what we could. That's what you'll see. Catch you on the flip side. Don't forget to subscribe, share, hit that thumbs up, likes button, and hit the notification bell, and leave your thoughts down below. This is an updated video compared to what's already been uploaded. And like I said, I don't know what happened because I wasn't at home, but it is what it is. So see you later. Hello, everybody. It's 2 days now. Tomorrow will be actually 2.5 days. Tomorrow will be 3.5 days. I'm in the hospital for pneumonia. We didn't do any kind of recording when I came to the emergency room. We weren't thinking about it, but I've been doing a lot of coughing. Gotten the antibiotic from my PCP, and to help, because I was getting low-grade fevers for a week and almost 2 weeks, and turns out I have pneumonia. They did all kinds of blood work, CT scan, urine. They did a full workup on me, and sure enough, I ended up with, somehow I got pneumonia. And I'm getting a whole barrage of antibiotics, a lot of tests. They took more blood last night, I guess just to see how everything's going, you know. But the pulmonologist is telling me that I sound better when he listens to my breathing. I sound better than what the picture shows. So who knows how much longer I'll be here, but that's the most recent update as to my journey of cancer and everything else. So that's about it. I just want to do a quick little update here. Probably should have got the camera out when I came to the emergency room Thursday night, but really didn't think about it. But yeah, so leave your thoughts and comments down below, and don't forget to subscribe and share and smash the thumbs up like button. And hopefully I get out of here sooner than later. And I was hoping to get back to my normal routines, but another bump in the road. With that said and done, take care, God bless, and don't forget, God's in control. I'm back. You saw me in my wonderful hospital gown, sitting in a hospital bed. That was a pretty short video, and as I said earlier, it was parts of the video were skipped. Don't know what happened, why. Maybe it was just, as they say, haste makes waste. But this part is, I wanted to add this because we have a bunch of still images that you should have seen by now. If you haven't seen them by now, then it'll come after this, showing the medication that I was given. It was some heavy duty antibiotics. I think one of them was azithromycin. There you go. They also gave me. It wasn't labeled other than it was a little. I know I took a picture of it, but it was a small liquid bag that was tied in with the rest of the IV for to help increase the electrolytes. But it was a 5-day regimen that I had to have of the antibiotics. So technically, I was in the hospital for 6 days. By the time I was released, you could have said 7, but I didn't know that it was a mandatory 5-day antibiotic regimen, and each bag they hung would go for about an hour, 45 minutes, depending on what they gave me. So, and they took blood every single night to do a blood culture or do labs, because it's not a culture.
Cultures and labs are two different things.
Right, to do lab work on my blood. They took blood every single night, even if I was sleeping. There was one night that I didn't even realize it. They hung up the antibiotics, took blood because my port was tapped and the hose came up and over, and the way I had it hung over the one part of the railing of the bed, just to make it easy so it didn't get caught on anything else. I guess it just made it easy for the nurse to tap into the hose and pull the blood for the lab work. But yeah, that was 5 days, 5 days complete. I don't remember them giving me anything in the emergency room as far as antibiotics. Maybe the small one for bringing up my electrolytes, or just plain old sugar water, just to get fluids into my body. By the time my
I apologize, I didn't want to cut you off, but
What?
technically they did start you on the antibiotics while you were in the emergency room because it was late. And by the time you got into a room, it was after midnight. And that's why they were changing the antibiotics so late at night.
Oh, I don't remember,
Yeah,
because I was kind of out of it, and
of course.
my family was there with me. Everybody, my two daughters and my wife, they stayed there till I think about 2:30 in the morning, something like that.
Yeah, to make sure you...
So I didn't notice because honestly I didn't remember. The only thing I do remember them doing is hooking up the pulse oximeter to monitor my oxygen level, and it was staying at 95. But eventually, when they got me into the room, they did put me on oxygen for the first 3 days, I think it was, 2.5 days. And after a while, I would get up and I would take the oxygen off and just sit in a chair, because the beds are no longer as comfortable as they used to be back in the 80s. That's a whole other story. But yeah, so if you haven't seen the still images of the antibiotics they were giving me, but yeah, that's what I was given for 5 days. Still get the coughing, and I ended up having a pulmonologist come in. I actually requested the same one my wife goes to, And I asked him to actually show me the CT scan of, what they saw as far as how they knew it was pneumonia. And from what I saw and the way it was explained to me, they got it pretty early, but because the lungs were infected, it's going to take, I think they said 2 to 3 months for the lungs to, really heal.
Yeah, something like that.
But they also gave me a albuterol puffer, just a little extension, because I'm having a hard time taking a breath in when I puff, when I press down. And with this, you can press it and the medication will stay in that tube. And then you just inhale whenever you're ready. So that's one puff. Do one more. So I'm supposed to do that 6 times a day. But
Or whenever you need it.
right. But there are times where, don't touch the mouthpiece.
I'm not going to.
There are times where I do that and it makes me cough even more. But I'm still having my temperature spikes from 99, the highest, normal, 98.7, 98.6, but I'm also getting temperature spikes up to 99, 100, 101. One time it actually went up to 102. Took a little walk around, stepped outside, and then checked my temperature again, like almost 10 minutes later, and my temperature was 99 point whatever. So my temperature is still kind of fluctuating, and we're keeping an eye on that and keeping a record in a notepad, and my oxygen with the pulse oximeter. This way, if the doctors want to know, we can show them on paper. But that's where I am right now. And hopefully this video didn't get much longer. Yeah, I wanted to add this extra, at the end of the video, because it's part of the entire journey and what happened with my pneumonia, me getting pneumonia. I do have an appointment with the oncologist on the 9th of March. It's just basically to go over things. That'll be another video. That shouldn't be too long, but that has nothing to do with the pneumonia. In a way, it does, but it doesn't.
Yeah, yes.
It's a kind of a yes and no, but it's also to go over all the treatments that I've had with the chemo and the radiation, and having to take some of my pills and crush them up and put them into water or put them into applesauce or something like that, because there's still some pills that are freaking horse pills, and I just can't swallow them down because the radiation, it has inflamed everything at the stomach where the esophagus, connects, and at times it's caused me to, toss my cookies, and so there was a medication, sucralfate, that's for the ulcer, that's turned up, that they were able to give me in liquid form, it was already made that way from the manufacturer, but they can't give it to me outside the hospital. So while they were giving me sucrafate liquid in the hospital, I guess that's made for hospital use only. I asked them, I said, why can't they just give this to me as a prescription when I get out? And they said most likely the insurance company won't cover it. So I did take a picture of the cover of the container. It's only 10 milliliters. But so my daughter's been crushing it up into some water, mixing it up as best as they could. And it's a bit of a task, really, because they're mixing up with a pestle and mortar. Then they put the water in, mix it up a little bit more. Then they put it in a little shot glass. And then my daughter has a milk frother. and then they use that to mix it up even more in the shot glass. And it does work. It's a little bit of work involved, but what they gave me in the hospital was would have been so much better, because clearly they have it mixed up in some kind of a suspension liquid, not just water. But anyway, there's still some pills that I cannot swallow. I have to either cut them in half. The sucrafate I can crush up. That's for the ulcer. And there's really not much else to add. Yeah, so that's pretty much it for now. There will be another update, which will, because this is kind of a out of order video, because we've been trying to keep all the videos as far as me going through my chemo treatments and radiation, trying to keep that in chronological order. This one's is out of order. That's why you see it posted now. And with this updated video, I guess it's just to show what's happening, and there's really not much else for me to say about it, but I'm still running temperatures. I did go see the pulmonologist. They had me go in earlier than what I was supposed to go in. That's how I got the inhaler, and they got me scheduled for a PFT test in 2 months because I've been running temperatures. And I brought in the little logbook that we wrote down, and they're only concerned about maybe 2 temperature readings that were taken, but for the most part, they're not concerned that my temperature is 99.7 or 8 or 100.1 or 100.4. They're not too concerned. They're more concerned if it hits 102, 103, something like that. That's where they're more concerned about. But other than that, it's kind of like they're expecting it, because the lungs will take, much longer to heal than any other part of the body that gets injured. The lungs do take longer, which I did not know. So that's pretty much it for now for this video. Thanks for being here. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to leave your comments down below. Hit the thumbs up likes button and hit the notification bell. This way you know another video gets posted. I don't know where these hiccups are coming from now. Usually I got them from when I was getting chemo treatments. But don't forget to subscribe, share, and I'll see you in the next video, or you'll see me in the next video. And God bless. I thank you for all who take the time to watch and comment, and I do appreciate all my subscribers. While I'm still a small channel, I do appreciate you subscribing, and I know it's not the type of video that you're expecting me to put out, but this is what's happening and causing me to be delayed in a lot of things. I did do one train video after I came home from the hospital, and my daughter's doing an edit on that right now. She's got a lot on her plate. So on my channel homepage, there's a link to her gaming channel. Go over there, see what she's posting, and give her a little bit of love. Okay, she's got a lot on her plate between all the paperwork and all the video editing, and a lot of graphics work too. So she's doing a lot, and I appreciate everything she does. So with that said and done, take care, God bless, and see you next time.